Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. Basically, we are discussing one of the topic that is city creation. City creation, basically, we are discussing Microsoft creation. Microsoft creation, basically, we already almost discussed basically one thing. Almost discussed basically each and every point is basically. Now, basically, we are discussing about Apple creation. Basically, one person told that Apple basically is when you are creating the Apple basically, what are the things basically which requires basically. So that basically one of the person told that how basically Apple is created. So this way basically the Apple is created. Then basically it was what is the income. Then this was the income. Then what are the Apple which includes basically. So he, one of the person told that these all things basically which includes. So that basically we have included. We have already discussed. So one of the person told that practically this is not possible basically. How basically can we basically people tell the people basically अरे भाई इसमें है ना 93 बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुआ था ना उसका डेटा भी है. This type of thing basically you can't say to the people basically. The September 11 basically which was happened basically, yes, that data is also basically there. First World War basically which was happened basically, that data is also basically inside this Apple basically. That type of thing basically you can't say to the people basically, because if public will know that basically First World War data, Second World War data basically is there basically in the Apple creation, then basically they are not going to eat the apple only, they are not going to eat any of the item only basically from this world basically. They will not eat drink basically single water also basically. Single means it's actually not single basically, but there was no word basically I had to got basically, that's why I used single water. So one of the person told that yes, here basically you are 100%. So in Apple basically these all are included basically, that is 100% sure. All disease, antibiotic, then basically all air data, all nuclear types of data, all energies, all lights, all types of human souls which are then all software companies, like this each and every things basically are included basically. Then one of the person told that how basically the medical group basically correlated this everything with each and every incidence basically how they calculated. Then one of the person told that basically this is connected with the 13 vitamins basically. 13 vitamins, they have included each and every incidence, each and every water type, each and every antibiotic disease, each and every sand, each and every chemicals, each and every data, each and every these all things data basically. Then basically each and every nuclear data, each and every drugs basically, each and every, not each and every drugs basically, but that is also basically there basically. That basically is also basically one of the question basically. Then basically each and every software company's energy text box equal to 1000 cities, that data. Then basically the Supreme Court, High Court, their data basically are also there for the future data basically, whether it's going to be, because public only take the decision basically. The Supreme Court basically don't take the decision. Again repeating the words basically. For example, one person told that basically how the Supreme Courts take the decision basically. That is basically the public takes the decision basically. Public takes the decision, that is this all human needs contains this Supreme Court data also. For example, there is some case ongoing, that's a big case which is going to affect to the entire country basically. So that basically they takes basically, that data basically are also taken. So future creation basically, that data are also basically taken. So you can just imagine very dangerous basically. It's so Apple creation basically it's not so. So one of the person told that basically if people will write that, people will know that basically the future basically, the future decisions basically the Supreme Court which is taking basically, that basically they are not taking basically, that's the medical department basically they are taking basically. That is basically the human needs basically which is used by the human only basically of the India. For example, India Supreme Court, or for example USA Supreme Court, for example European Supreme Court, their public only basically takes the decision basically. That data basically, that is their body basically takes the decision basically, that which basically side basically is good basically. That's why the businessman basically of the India basically, each and every businessman basically plays the main role basically, plays the main role basically in this basically, the businessman basically plays the main role basically. So businessman plays the main role. here. They basically decides basically which kind of item basically is supposed to be added basically. Few people says that basically satellite groups only basically decides. Few people say few planets basically decide. That's basically Supreme Courts basically. So one of the person told that yes basically. Yeah. Few people say yeah Supreme Court matlab how they take the decision basically. That's basically this way basically. Then basically one of the person told that this whole data basically is included then into the DS basically. So this everything basically you can't display in front of the public basically that you are future creating from this human needs. If you are eating the apple basically that includes the Supreme Court data also, that include the High Court's data also, big level cases basically, that includes some others data also basically. So that all includes basically in the apple. And if apple basically is going across the world basically, then across the world, because for example in India case basically big level case is ongoing, and somebody basically created one apple which is going to be across the world basically, then it is going to affect to the across the world also. Their data also basically are going to be taken into the Supreme Court decision basically. So you can just imagine very dangerous it is basically. So that thing everything basically you can't disclose in front of the public basically. So medical industry basically what they have done basically, they included 13 vitamins. They basically calculated 13 vitamins, and in 13 vitamins basically we are going to segregate each and everything basically. Each and everything basically they are going to put into this vitamins basically. For example, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, vitamin this, that basically. So 13 essential vitamins basically are there. That is basically just famous basically. But in real basically there might be many basically. So here basically we will take few examples basically. And that basically contain, and then basically one of the person told that who basically given the, who created these vitamins basically, and basically who basically have the rights basically to add this data into, for example, all types of antibiotic disease basically, in which vitamin basically are added. Few people says that basically they get segregated into the thing basically, but few people says that basically this basically is this basically, this basically, this basically. So you can just imagine basically. One of the person told that all types of water basically data are included in which vitamin basically. Then few people say that basically vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D. Few people say that vitamin E, few people say vitamin K, few people say that basically vitamins B12, few people say that vitamin this, few people say that vitamin this, few people say that vitamin this. So like this basically things are basically included. So one of the person told that yes basically. One of the person told that basically the 1983 World Cup basically India has won basically. Then it was yes 2011 also basically won. So how basically they have segregated? For example, one person told that basically I don't like Mr. Dhoni. So the Dhoni supporter basically what they have done? They basically dumped the against vitamin data basically. That is, for example, it's a vitamin C basically. So vitamin C negative data is also basically there. So they dumped entire negative data inside the that particular person basically. Why? Because he has told that basically I don't like Mr. Dhoni. So this type of thing basically happens basically. Basically it's not like that basically it's not happening basically. This type of thing basically happens. So here basically we have to include sports data also basically. So sports data also basically. Sports data also basically comes into the picture. So just see basically up to what level things are going to connect basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.